Thanks for coming down and hanging out in the basement with me today. Well, what we've got is we're going to do a little surgery on these new, to me, Madison cars. These cars are basically reproductions of the original Bakelite cars from post-war era days, and I'm just going to refer to them as Madison cars from now on. But these are the, let me see here. Let me just take a look at one of the boxes here. Let's see, Legends of Lionel line. They did like about 10 cars from 1997. They did like a 4-pack, and then they did some in 98 and 99. And yeah, they're about 10 cars. One observation, the rest are all passengers. And they all have names of various large influences within Lionel, like Cohen, the man behind Lionel. But what we're going to do today is, even though these are basically new old stock that I got, they have some issues. The liner, there's a liner in here that helps reflect the light, and that has fallen down into the car on pretty much all of them. And also on this particular car, on the other side, we've got a window piece that the glue has failed on, which is common. These things are old. It's okay. So I thought it was just kind of comical. This is one of the cars that I got at the last show I went to. And if you haven't seen that video, I'll put a little card up in the corner there. But I thought that was just kind of comical to have it behind the other cars. Just kind of flowing behind. It's something fun. Actually, we'll just leave it sitting here. And we'll shut off the power supply. So, I have not taken one of these apart before. Some of the interesting things on this... Let's look at my other cars here real quick. Yeah. So, 6-wheel trucks, of course. We've got some brake detail. We've got this little bit of structural detail, which was on the original Bakelite cars. These are actually heavyweight cars, is what they're called. Just basically Lionel ended up calling them Madison cars. But also an interesting feature is these do have remote couplers, but they use like a trackside magnet, and this pulls on this piece and opens the coupler. So that's pretty cool. And also these can swing a little bit, so you can go around tighter corners and such. We've got some light bulb pieces here, so that's pretty cool. And the way these are constructed, like the originals, this end piece here is a separate item. And we also have all the doors on here are spring-loaded. I don't know why, but something else interesting. When they design these cars, they design just some different artwork for them, because usually there's like a silhouette of a guy smoking and such. They just redid all of them. So we got some famous people in here. That's probably like John Lennon, and I don't know who all these people are, but there's some various things on here. But yeah, look at that. That sucker just slipped right out of there. Wow. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Got a part number, right hand rear passenger, and yeah, it's got a little bit of adhesive on it, so we are going to be probably putting some glue on there. Not super glue, but something else. But let's get it apart. So since these are really nice and brand new, I don't want to get them super dirty, super scratched up if I can avoid it. Let's see if we can change the angle here a little bit. So we've got some small screws here. I think the vestibules are going to pop out, and then we'll tackle the main ones. Alright, so let's try... Maybe the vestibules will pop out? Like I said, I don't really know. I need to get some pliers or tweezers to pull those screws out. These are some of my most favorite type of pliers. It's Xuron, Xuron. And the kind I like have the serrated edge on them, but they offer many different types of pliers. So I wear these out, I abuse them and whatnot, but they're spring-loaded, which is nice, comfortable grip, and like every time I go to St. Paul, there's a hobby store I go to, and I grab some of these, and of course they're available online and stuff, but just something cool. So, grab this guy out of here. Okay, we've got So that screw took some threads with it, or some plastic with it. Probably clean that out before I put it back in, but it's a pretty small screw there. I believe these cars are made in the US. I don't see a sticker where it says China or Korea. Like I said, these particular cars were like late 97, 98, 99, something like that. Yeah, alright, so we got the two out. Alright, so the vestibule, there's probably something on top that holds it in, so let's start. Let's get this one. It's really nice working on something that hasn't been pulled apart before. That way, so when it goes back together wrong, I'm the one that's responsible for it. Which is usually the case, but at least then I'm only fixing my own mistakes. The original cars were made out of Bakelite, and they apparently caused a big problem for production because they would chip easily and break and crack, so they had a high rate of failure before they even left the factory. Alright, so this should just lift right off of there. Alright, piece of cake. We got two nice quality light bulbs. They're made by GE. That's amazing. So, let me pull out some styrofoam here, because he's got some styrofoam. Alright, the tape is there to keep the wires out of the windows, but also it's a pain in the butt when you go to try to change a light bulb, because the wires don't ever go. Okay. So, oh, yep. There we go. These are heavy. These are cast. These are not aluminum. These are like really heavy. Interesting. So yeah, they're just kind of set in there. Yeah. So just sort of retained in the car there. Nice. Cool. It's nice. Alright, so we just got a... Alright, so it's just a sticker. I thought it was a piece of cardboard. So yeah, the adhesive is gone from there. And if that window is going out, I'll bet you, yeah, look at that. These other ones are going out too. Maybe some hot glue would work. Maybe I'll put a little hot glue on them. Alright, this one's pretty good condition. This one needs it too. Alright. Let me do a little repair on this, and I think hot glue would work real good for these things. That's probably what's happening in the other ones. Okay, that one's well attached. Yep, cool. We got, on this guy, we've got Lionel Trains Inc., Chesterfield, Michigan. So, nice. So, this is a glue gun that I purchased recently. Same brand as the heat gun I have, Chandler tool. It's not really a precise tool. It wasn't very expensive at all, so kind of get what you pay for. For this kind of job, you really need something that's got a very fine tip, but I'm not investing in that kind of tool for myself at this point. But as I was kind of poking around, I saw that this one was loose as well. But we're gonna start with the easy stuff. We'll just put a little bit of hot glue right down in there on this guy. Hopefully. Way too much. And of course the problem with hot glue is you get the long snots of stuff. Interesting thing about this car, this is like the newest car, I think, latest produced one. Top of the roof is shiny and smooth, very smooth. But like this side it's rough, and on the ends it's very rough. I don't know if the paint didn't get on there. I'm assuming this is painted. The other ones are a lot smoother on the roof. Also smoother on the sides a little bit, I think. But it's okay. The molding on these is really good. All the rivets, details are crisp. So, good quality stuff. Alright, let's put a little bit over there. Alrighty. That looks pretty good. Let's see if this thing will pop out. Didn't take much. There is a locating tab right here, or a little cutout. Right in there you can just see a little tab. So I think what I'm going to do is just peel it back a bit and then put some hot glue in there. So what I'm planning on doing, because hot glue of course cools off so quickly, is I'm going to put a little bit here, then press it down, then work my way down. Might be a little ugly, but at least I can scrape it off, cut it off something. There we go. Oh, that's better. And if I mess it up, I can just scrape it away. Nice thing about hot glue. Will certainly work good for this application. Okay, I've got everything secured in this car. Usually about 4 dots of hot glue seem to work pretty well. And, just dinging it up here. Alright, looks good. Butterfingers. But yeah, everything looks good. Windows are now secure. These little reflectors are going to be good. And let's see, we'll just double check and make sure the car lights up. Turn on the power supply here. Put it on, right? Yep, we're good. Now, let's see how tricky this is to put back together. Boy, probably gonna find these little cobweb hot glue things all over the place. I think I just kind of hold the ends on. And those will get all lined up in here. Oh, that one's a little off. I think I'm just going to leave it. That's what it is. You know, I can't leave stuff alone. That's my problem. Discover a problem. But this should peel off pretty easily. Yes, no, maybe? Man, I'm just trying like crazy to damage this car, aren't I? Yeah, that looks much better. Alright, now let's see how it looks. Much better there. Still looks good here. The top part is held in by the body, so I didn't feel the need to put any glue on there. Alright, back to where we're doing. Make sure these things get properly put in here. It's really cool. They even got a little inside door here. It doesn't open, but nice little touch when you look in the end. Alrighty. Alright. Get these screws on. I'll work on the other ones and we'll see how it works in the end. Alright, so here's the first 2 cars I did. They turned out great. No big issues with the second one. It's much easier to work on. But if you see here, you can see some kind of white material here. I think it's a different style reflector. These are probably late 97 cars, or they were made at the same time as the first run. I don't know. But I'm going to pop this off and I'll show you what's inside, because I don't even know. But it kind of looks like whatever reflector is falling down, or there's, I don't really know. I mean, still see, stuff still lights up fine, but it's just a completely different look here. Let me shut off the lights. Here's the first two cars. Those look great. But these you can really see just the kind of white something in there reflecting. So, I'm going to pop one out, take a look, show you what's inside. I already took a peek under here, but I'll pull it off and reveal it for you guys. Ta-da! I did not expect this. So the other cars, the newer cars, have the wires taped down. And these cars have this little piece here, which probably has popped up a little bit. I could probably tape that back down. Yeah, this thing was kind of like this, but yeah. So it's another kind of reflector, even though it's got those in here. I'm half tempted to take this out and leave it, but yeah. Actually, I'll probably just maybe hot glue it. I'll do that. All right, let me do that, and we'll see how it looks, and we'll take a look at this one as well. Kind of tempted to leave this out, though. I kind of want them to be uniform. I want them to be all the same, but yeah, that's all right. Unfortunately, I still need to put bushings in this thing, so it kind of makes some horrendous noises going around the corner, but we could do a lap around. I already did a one lap, so we'll hit her again. We're running a lot of voltage, and she's working pretty hard due to those bearings. Go. Yeah, she kind of crunches. They're going around the back corners. But let me try a different engine. I got another one in mind. Well, I just had to try it. The 221, kind of one of my favorite styled engines. Love the Dreyfus look. But it is just a little too rinky-dink to be, for me, to be running these trains. And it doesn't have main traction either, but it does okay on the flat layout. Let me grab the other engine. I was thinking of running with these. Okay, let's try this engine. That didn't work. Alright, this is the Chicagoan Alton that I picked up last year, and it is an absolutely beautiful example of this, and it looks quite good. Yeah, that works out real nice. It's kind of my Christmas engine. Shut off the Buzzy E unit there. Well, I certainly hope you enjoyed that foray into the repair and taking apart of some of these cars. I was certainly surprised to see that the two older ones had that cardboard insert with the white thing. I actually kind of look like that. I kind of wish the whole bottom platform area was white like that. It certainly looks a little better. And then the other two didn't have that, so that's corporate America for you, Lionel. Making changes, making stuff cheaper. They definitely didn't really need that piece. Little piece of tape worked just fine. Thank you very much for watching. If you got any questions, let me know. But yeah, I think she looks pretty cool. I like those cars, and yeah, they'll be real good.